My dear students, good morning to you all. In today's session, we will discuss about the functions of exchange one by one. Okay, yesterday we had a very discussion of the same functions in a very curtailed or brief manner, and today's session we are going to discuss about the same functions one by one more elaborately. So, functions of exchange. In the functions of exchange, the first one is selling function. What is selling? Basically, selling means all those efforts made by a particular person to sell or to move his product up to one more person. So, all those activities summed up in order to persuade a particular customers to buy a particular product, it is all called as selling. Okay, selling means that effort made by one particular person to convince another person with regard to the features of the product and services, and ultimately make that person to buy the product. So that is called selling. In selling function, we have various activities to be performed. And what are the other activities pertaining to the selling function means? First one, product planning and development. Product planning and development means planning for the product. Being a seller, I must understand what kind of product is actually demanded by a customer. Okay, before producing the goods, producing the product, I must be in a position to at least take care of exactly the nature of the product to be produced, the variety of the product to be produced, the feature of the product actually wanted by the customers, and so many other allied features also. So, product planning means planning for a particular product or service in order to develop a product, in order to establish a product in the marketplace. How the product planning and development can be undertaken is by these ways. There are 4 ways. About making the decision as to the variety of the product. We find in a marketplace there are so many varieties of the product. Okay, so many varieties of the same product produced by different producers or manufacturers and marketed by different marketers. Okay, therefore we have to decide the variety of the product, a type of the product actually wanted, that size, quantity, color, shape, design. Okay, all those features come under a variety of the product. Then we have to think, as a seller, we have to decide upon the quality of the product, quality or durability of the product, because sometimes customers are ready to pay any cost, any price for the product, but they want qualitative product ever. Okay, they seek to pay for the quality product. Therefore, standardization, ಪ್ರಮಾಣೀಕರಣ ಅಥವಾ ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟ, ಉತ್ಪನ್ನದ ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟವನ್ನು ನಾವು ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So that is called decision about or as to quality of the product. Then comes decision as to diversification and decision about the simplification of the product line. What is diversification of the product line? Diversifying the product means finding different product lines for a same product. Suppose Hindustan Liver is producing different kinds of products. So it has varieties or different or various product lines to be met to the customers. Therefore, decision about the diversification of the product. You can take for example Tata also. Earlier Tata company was meant for HMT, Hindustan Machine Tools. Then it has been popularized with regard to the automobiles, Tata Automobiles, Tata Steel. Then now Tata Consultancy Services are there. So many. So these are all the product lines. Okay. Tata soaps are also, cosmetics are also available in the market. So we can give an n number of examples for diversification of the product. Finding different product lines of a particular company. One company is producing toilet soaps, it is producing biscuits, eatable products, it is producing junk foods also, it is producing home appliances also, it is producing some steels, metal plates, it is even producing the heavy vehicles, motorbikes, etc., etc. So the example is diversifying the product and simplifying the product line. When there is no demand or whenever there is no good turnover for the company or for the marketer, then existing product lines have to be curtailed, have to be curtailed. So simplification of the product line, simplifying the product line, okay, dechannelizing the marketing medias like that. So these are all the selling function. In the selling function we have 4 things to do: product planning and development, decision about the quality, decision about the variety, decision about the diversification and the simplification of the product line. Then comes decision about the branding. Okay, decision about the branding. What is branding actually? What is brand and what is branding? Differences are there. Brand means a symbol or trademark or a particular shape given to the product in order to identify and separating the product from those of competitors' product. Suppose I am a marketer of particular product and I should attract the customers through brand image. So I put one particular logo, I put one trademark, okay, mark or symbol, I give a attractive color to the product, which creates awareness for the product and also creates demand for the product. Therefore, branding means it's a process of giving a name or symbol. Branding is an activity. It is an activity or process of giving a name to the particular product or service of a marketer. Okay, so that is an activity. Brand means a kind of mark, symbol or shape given to the product like that. So role of branding is there. What is the role of branding in the selling function? Selling function, in order to take selling very effectively, in order to carry out the selling function more efficiently, a seller needs to or a marketer needs to carry on various branding strategies. So he has to study the role of branding in a modern marketing as a seller. So what he needs to do means he has to study branding with the help of these criteria. The first one is it is a massive asset. It is an asset. Branding is a permanent asset, a massive weapon to the marketer. Through branding, he can create not only the awareness about the existence of a particular product in the marketplace, but also he is going to persuade and console a customer. He is going to create a demand in their minds and ultimately see that the customers buys the product of him. So that is always possible through branding. So it's a massive asset, weapon to the any seller, any marketer or any producer. Okay, it is a promotional tool. What is promotion? Promotion means increasing the sales, increasing the marketing process, increasing demand, thereby increasing the profit. Everything is going to increase with the help of branding. Sales will be increased, profit margin will be increased, business will be increased, expansions will be there, business will be expanded like anything. So it is all possible through branding. It's a promotional technique or tool in the hands of the marketer. Okay, so that is called as promotional tool. The third one is it is a weapon to protect market. Suppose I have one particular market in the sense I have a group of buyers, group of consumers or customers to whom I have to be in touch with whom I have to be in touch with. I have to show them a concern, a sociably responsible concern I have to show them. Therefore, what I have to do means I have to go through branding. Through branding, I can separate the customers. There are many varieties, many kinds of customers in the market. Customers do not belong to always one particular age group. Adult customers, kids are there, very rich customers, urban, semi-urban, poor customers. Yes, region wise, eastern side customers, western side customers. So customers are classified in different ways. That is called market segmentation, which we are going to discuss in the later stage. So now it is a weapon to protect market, to protect myself, my market, to protect my buyers from my competitors' influence, because my competitors will not keep mum. They will also fight against me. They will give equal competition in the market. They will go for my customers and they would like to drag my customers to their custody and convince them better way than me. So all these things happen on a routine basis. For that reason, I had to be very vigilant, and I had to be very careful with regard to the protection of my customers, my market area, my demand, I mean my group of consumers, my target market, etc. So it is all through, it is possible all through branding. The next one is, it is a antidote for middleman survival. Yeah, I am a marketer standing this particular place, but there are consumers who are very far away from me. I am in Mumbai, for example, but customers are scattered all over the country. Customers are they are throughout India, throughout the country, they are being widely spread. So to reach the customer, I need intermediaries, which we call them as a middleman, channel of distribution, producer, then wholesaler, then retailer, consumers. This is one particular channel. Example. So it is an antidote for middleman survival. They should also survive, no? Not only it's a question of my survival or customer survival. Whoever is working between producers and consumers, whoever is working means the intermediaries or the middlemen. It is a question of their survival also. To survive themselves, they will have their own brand strategy. Wholesalers have different brands, retailers have different brands, manufacturers have different brands, but all these brands which are used by manufacturer, wholesalers, retailers and other middlemen, used by these persons are to make a customer convinced about the product and service, and to make him to buy our product, and differentiating our product from our competitors' product, identifying our product, separating our product from our competitors' product. So this is all possible through branding. So through branding, the middlemen can survive. They can earn money only through branding. Simply they cannot make money. Okay, whatever best way they want to convince their customers, they have to convince along with the branding, along with the brand name. So that is the question. It is a means of identification for customers. Yeah, customers are some customers are illiterate in nature. Some customers do not know how to purchase the product, how to identify a product of a particular manufacturer. So suppose I am a customer visiting shopping mall, I am quite illiterate or I am a layman, I am not that educated, for example, and somebody should carry me until the product, near to the product or the service, correct? And they should guide me properly, and I should be in a position to identify that particular product which has been seen for the first time. How can I identify that product? With the help of the symbol given on the wrapper of the product, on the base of the mark which has been put on the face sheet of the product, or the container of the product, or color of the product. I can identify. I want this toothpaste means it is of red color, or it is of red symbol, marking as T, marking as A, whatever it may be. Brand may be in the form of letter or symbol or any shape or any design, any color, etc. Therefore, it makes a customer, branding makes a customer to identify the product much easily without wasting their time. Okay, I can straightway go to that corner, I can pick the product and come to the counter and deal with the same. So I can do that as a customer. I need not be educated person. Only branding can give me education to separate that product from a competitor's product. So it is all coming under the selling function. Selling function, product and development. Product and development is possible all through decisions and all through the role of branding in the modern marketing. The continuing part will be there a bit later. Thank you for watching.